Montgomery Clift was a Hollywood icon whose life was as dramatic and turbulent as his on-screen performances. Behind his smoldering gaze and revolutionary acting lay a world of scandal, heartbreak, and mystery. From car crashes to secret relationships and battles with addiction, here are the 10 most scandalous and shocking facts about Montgomery Clift. Number 1. A lonely and complicated childhood. Montgomery Clift was born on October 17, 1920, in Omaha, Nebraska, into a family as enigmatic as his future career. His mother, Ethel Anderson Fogg, fervently believed she was the illegitimate daughter of a Southern aristocrat. Obsessed with this imagined lineage, she raised Montgomery, his twin sister Roberta, and older brother William Brooks Clift Jr. in an unconventional, secluded manner. The children were homeschooled by private tutors, learned multiple languages, and were exposed to European art and culture during frequent travels abroad. This privileged yet isolating upbringing left Clift socially detached and deeply introspective. Despite his wealth and good looks, he struggled to form close relationships. His personal life was a mystery to the public, as he never married or had children. Rumored romantic liaisons with figures like choreographer Jerome Robbins and actress Libby Holman were shrouded in secrecy. Elizabeth Taylor, his closest confidant, once described him as the most tortured soul I ever met, emphasizing his internal struggles with identity and acceptance in a judgmental society. Number 2. Hollywood's most tragic car crash. On the evening of May 12, 1956, Clift attended a dinner party hosted by Elizabeth Taylor and her husband, producer Michael Wilding, at their Beverly Hills home. The evening took a tragic turn when Clift left in his car and shortly thereafter crashed into a telephone pole. Taylor, hearing the crash, rushed to the scene and performed a dramatic rescue. She reportedly pulled teeth from his throat to prevent him from choking while waiting for paramedics. The accident left Clift with a broken jaw, a nose injury, facial lacerations, and severe scarring, forever altering his once perfect visage. While makeup and lighting helped mask his disfigurement on screen, the psychological toll was irreversible. His close friend Kevin McCarthy called the incident the beginning of the end for Clift. Industry insiders began referring to him as a walking dead man, and his physical and emotional deterioration became a tragic symbol of Hollywood's relentless pressures. Number 3. Hidden struggles with sexuality. Clift's sexuality was a tightly guarded secret in an era of harsh societal judgment and career-ending consequences for LGBTQ individuals. Though he formed relationships with both men and women, he lived in fear of exposure. Blackmailers who uncovered his private affairs forced him to change his phone numbers repeatedly, and he withdrew further into isolation. Rumors of his relationships with individuals such as Jerome Robbins and Roddy McDowell were whispered among Hollywood circles, but his constant anxiety over being outed haunted him. One close friend remarked, "Monty was always looking over his shoulder, even when there was no one there." This relentless fear, combined with his repressed identity, contributed to the emotional fragility that marked his life. Number 4. Addiction and self-destruction. The aftermath of Clift's car crash exacerbated his dependency on alcohol and pills. Chronic pain from his injuries drove him to self-medicate, a habit that spiraled into full-blown addiction. By the early 1960s, his substance abuse became impossible to ignore. Shelley Winters, his co-star in A Place in the Sun, 1951, recalled an incident where she found Clift unconscious on set, having consumed an entire bottle of pills. His unpredictable behavior made him a liability for directors, who increasingly hesitated to hire him. In one instance, a director reportedly declared, "Montgomery Clift is worth the trouble, but the trouble is nearly impossible to bear." His descent into addiction not only tarnished his professional reputation but also alienated him from many in his once strong support network. Number 5. The Elizabeth Taylor Bond. Few relationships in Hollywood matched the depth of Montgomery Clift's friendship with Elizabeth Taylor. Their connection transcended the screen, evolving into an intense, platonic bond marked by mutual loyalty and understanding. After his 1956 car crash, Taylor became his fiercest protector. Her efforts went beyond emotional support. She often intervened professionally to ensure Clift received roles despite his declining health. One of the most notable instances of her loyalty occurred during the pre-production of Reflections in a Golden Eye, 1967. Taylor insisted on Clift as her co-star and even offered to put up her salary as collateral to secure his role. Unfortunately, Clift's declining health led to his replacement by Marlon Brando before filming began. Taylor later admitted that her friendship with Clift was the saddest love story I never told, reflecting the heartbreak of witnessing his self-destruction. Number 6. Feuds with directors and studios. Montgomery Clift's dedication to his craft often put him at odds with directors and studio executives, who found his perfectionism exhausting. The most infamous clash occurred during the production of Freud, The Secret Passion, 1962, directed by John Huston. Clift immersed himself in the role of Sigmund Freud, but his struggles with chronic pain, addiction, and disagreements over the script led to tension on set. Huston accused Clift of being unreliable and disruptive, while Clift claimed the director pushed him beyond his physical limits. Universal Studios sued Clift for over $500,000, alleging that his erratic behavior caused significant production delays. In a rare counterattack, Clift filed a lawsuit against Universal, arguing that the studio ignored the injuries he sustained during filming, which had exacerbated his physical and emotional suffering. The legal battle dragged on, tarnishing his reputation further. The fallout from this conflict effectively ended Clift's career in the studio system, as producers deemed him too difficult and uninsurable. Freud would be one of his last major films, and the ordeal marked a tragic decline in his once stellar trajectory. Number 7. Romantic rumors with Marlon Brando. Clift and Marlon Brando were often considered the pinnacle of method acting, redefining Hollywood with their raw emotional performances. The public fascination with their artistry extended to their personal lives, as rumors of a romantic connection between the two emerged. Their relationship was characterized by both admiration and rivalry. Clift once referred to Brando as a genius I can't quite figure out, while Brando expressed a mix of jealousy and respect, admitting, "Monty had a sensitivity I wished I possessed." Biographers and close friends speculated that their connection may have gone beyond platonic camaraderie. Brando's candid 1976 autobiography hinted at a deeper bond, stating, "Monty and I shared a love for rebellion and for each other." Though neither confirmed the nature of their relationship, their mutual influence and enigmatic chemistry fueled decades of speculation, making their connection one of the most intriguing stories in Hollywood's golden age. Number 8. Death under mysterious circumstances. On July 23, 1966, at the age of 45, Montgomery Clift was found dead in his New York City townhouse. His live-in companion, Lorenzo James, discovered him lying in bed, reportedly clutching his glasses and a script. The official cause of death was a heart attack, but whispers of an overdose and foul play surrounded his passing. Clift had long struggled with addiction to alcohol and prescription drugs, leading many to speculate that his heart had given out due to years of abuse. The night before his death, Clift was said to have watched his 1961 film The Misfits, a haunting reminder of his own decline, as well as that of co-stars Marilyn Monroe and Clark Gable, who also faced tragic endings. Friends and acquaintances described his final days as unusually calm, with some noting an eerie resignation in his demeanor. The ambiguity surrounding his death only deepened the mystique of his troubled life. Number 9. A haunted legacy. Clift's former Manhattan townhouse has gained notoriety for alleged paranormal activity. Visitors and residents have reported hearing whispers, footsteps, and unexplained noises, attributing these occurrences to Clift's restless spirit. These tales have become part of his enduring mystique, symbolizing the unresolved pain and questions surrounding his life and death. Clift's influence, both as an actor and as a tragic figure, continues to captivate audiences and historians alike. Number 10. Posthumous revelations. In 2000, Elizabeth Taylor publicly acknowledged Clift's sexuality during the GLAAD Media Awards, calling him a brave man who lived in fear. Her words shed light on the immense pressure Clift endured in a homophobic Hollywood. The 2018 documentary Making Montgomery Clift, co-produced by his nephew Robert Clift, aimed to challenge the narrative of Clift as a tragic victim. Instead, it highlighted his resilience, portraying him as a man who defied societal norms and fought to live authentically. This nuanced perspective has helped to reframe his legacy, celebrating his courage and enduring impact on cinema.